All right, guys. Literally, we're back for the real fourth episode of Between Two Clutches. Apparently, my day drinking got the better of me in the Finnegan video, so you can all laugh about that later. However, we've taken a little more professional spin, a little more formal look. I think is
Yeah.
that's a little crooked, Patrick. Get that there.
Sorry, I myself had a evening, so
And the beard was kind of in the way too. But introduce everybody to Mr. Patrick Laughlin of Conquer Customs. We are thrilled to have you on board. So glad you're able to talk to us a little bit here in this hectic time of SEMA week and virus pestilence.
things are a little wild right now. It's a 2020, man. 2020 is a hell of a year. This one's going down the books, not for good reasons though.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's been a different twist for sure, but like I've said in all my other videos, the industry has done extremely well. It's just crazy. But
It has. My business has not slowed down at all. My requests for jobs have not slowed down in the least. So everything going on in the world, people are still loving cars.
yeah. I mean, it's I think it's still one of the few things we can kind of go out and do and be somewhat safe within our own realm and
Yeah.
let hanging out the window like the average retriever, which I have done on occasion, but nonetheless.
Little Ace Ventura driving.
A little Ace Ventura. That's right, baby.
All righty then.
Well, hey, show us, obviously show us the DB and show us what's
All
going on
right.
here.
So let's take a little look around things. So here is our LS3 that's going to be the twin turbo package, and it's rocking the S1 sequential shift system on it. And that's why I chose to go with you guys, beyond the fact that your stuff is just cool and it comes in this James Bond case. I know it can handle the power, and with that sequential, I'm going to be gripping it and ripping it a lot harder than I would with a regular H pattern. This is a lot faster shift, so a better clutch was what I needed. So this is the monstrosity. Shaken is its name, cleverly, of course. It is a 1964 Aston Martin DB5 body, which is completely upside down right now. You can probably still see what it is for the most part. It is upside down because I'm getting ready to cut the entire body in half and widen it 10 inches. As you can see with our chassis, it is huge, and especially with those giant Yokohama meats on it, it just is super, super wide. And in order to make this car fit, we can't just widen the fenders. We have to widen the entire body. So it gets chopped in half, and the skeleton remade and everything, and extra glass put in, and then slap the body onto the chassis, build our roll cage out for the entire thing, and then widen our fenders to get the final product there.
Right on, man. That is just a killer build. How and refresh my memory. I mean, obviously you guys are pretty comfortable doing the glass work. How long have you guys been doing the fiberglass mod stuff, or is this kind of the first go?
Honestly, fiberglass is not something I mess with often. Whenever I'm doing Corvettes, I play with fiberglass, but using we actually took an actual 1964 Aston Martin DB5, which I don't know if you're familiar with values. They're like a $2 million car. And the owner was gracious enough to let us skin it with fiberglass and make a clone of that body.
Wow.
There is no such thing as a kit car Aston Martin. They don't allow reproductions or anything like that. They sue every single person that's ever tried to do anything. Fortunately, according to the laws here in America, and I think in Great Britain, if it's outside of 90% correct to the original car, then it's no longer viable for them, which us skinning a body made it bigger than an original DB5. So right off the bat, it was not the same size or shape as a DB5. And we're about to turn it from, a DB5 into this. So that doesn't look like anything Aston Martin ever made.
No, not in that time period for sure. Good Lord, that's good looking.
So, I mean, back to the question, fiberglass is not usually my thing. I'm usually all steel, metal work, and some aluminum stuff here and there. But I know how to do it. I have done it in the past, and I recently started doing carbon fiber as well. So we'll build all the aero package for the thing with pre-preg carbon fiber.
I was just going to ask you if you're going to build molds or do the prepeg. Prepeg sounds like it's kind of the way to go for the splitters and canards and stuff like that.
It is. It's crazy expensive, and it requires some awesome equipment. But fortunately, I have someone local here in Tampa Bay that has the whole setup for doing all that. And eventually, I think we're going to end up making the entire body out of carbon once we've got all the bugs worked out.
Wow. Have you guys played any with the like the composite weaves? I talked to a couple guys at PRI, and it's essentially, it seems like it's the same theory as forming your fiberglass panels. It's just a carbon weave cloth.
There's a few different things we've played with. Forged carbon is something that we started playing around with. And I say it's not my shop. It's Palm Customs here in Tampa that are the carbon masters. But they're playing around with all kinds of different stuff over there that whatever they think is going to be the best match for this thing is what we're going to go with. Right
on. I got a little formula car myself, and I desperately need to essentially do a similar thing, do an overlay to make some new body panels. And I'm going to try playing around with some of that carbon cloth and just see the weight savings is worth it. And if it's the same process, I'll give it a whirl.
Absolutely. I think, obviously carbon's going to save you weight anywhere, no matter what kind you're using. But when you get into the higher level stuff, strength and weight savings is what you're going to get out of that.
Yeah. Hey, let's see that pretty flywheel on the table there. That's got some good weight savings.
This little guy?
That little dude.
So we got, of course, I waited for you to get these bad boys back in stock, those aluminum ones, because, man, this thing is so light. So compared to a steel, how fast are we talking about the reaction, the motor reaction, as opposed to steel one?
So if you're comparing that to the OE units, the OE flywheel is around 35 some pounds, and that one's like 12. So because we even lightened it around the outside there with the pockets, you're going to have even less moment of inertia, which means it's going to spool up like instantly, which is exactly kind of what you're looking for.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we even, what we usually will provide would be a steel version of that flywheel, which is still a lot lighter. It clocks in about 16 pounds. But again, because the aluminum is less dense, it really reduces the moment of inertia. And like I said, it'll help it snap up there pretty quick.
I'm expecting a definite noticeable difference in throttle response, which is, obviously the advantage to this beyond it being looking cool and all that kind of stuff. There's a purpose to the product.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's the thing, we try to always balance that, the drivability aspect and the performance aspect of it. And there's just some different tricks to it. I tell you what, I'll show you something else we've been working on since it is SEMA week and I should be debuting new products.
That's right. So, what's new?
Depending on how this progresses, I might send you a set of these little trick blocks. If you're probably familiar with the steel drive blocks you've got there in your kit.
So I will say your packaging on your blocks. Whoa!
Yeah, sorry, brother.
You guys should include a tool just for pulling them out. So here I've got your guys' steel blocks.
There you go. Well, I've been working with the elves here, and we've actually developed an aluminum block with a titanium insert right here.
Oh, so nice.
This block is about a third of the weight of this block. And I would
say that's a noticeable weight that I'm holding right here. And we've got, a lot of them.
You got 8 of those hanging out there, not all the way to the edge, but it's pretty far from center when you really look at it. So yeah, man, depending on if we get some of these back in stock, we might send you a set of these to play with in there just to really even reduce your moment even more. And it'll still drive kind of nice. Like I said, the discs are kind of set up for that. Yeah, whenever we can pull weight out, I'm really excited to kind of get these out there. We've got a couple guys running them right now. Everything has gone well. We're actually going to probably make a video about that too. Shameless promotion on my own video. But,
Indeed.
I thought
There's no shame in the game, my friend. So what is the advantage other than weight with running the aluminum and the titanium? I would assume that the titanium, which is stronger than steel, is giving you an extra amount of strength. and the weight savings by mixing it. What was the idea behind mixing it instead of making it out of just one metal?
So we actually looked at making like a solid titanium block, but the weight savings wasn't quite what I wanted.
Yeah.
And the issue with going, if you had an aluminum drive block in there, over a short amount of time, the plates are going to just kind of hammer into that, and you're going to get a big indent, and then the clutch isn't going to work, and then you're going to call me all kinds of hideous things that I don't want to hear. So the titanium gives us a premium wear surface, and it's also light, because I looked at doing something as simple as having a little steel insert in the aluminum block as well, but talked to some guys at Race Tech Titanium, and they said, hey, we can machine you the same thing for about the right price, and I think it was another 30% weight savings. I'm like, I mean, and everybody loves titanium, so why not?
I mean, with my military background, so we made everything we could make armor out of with titanium. We were after, because it's so much lighter than that heavy steel that we would use for armor. So when we started getting titanium armor packages, the speed that we could travel at, the agility we had was maximum. So titanium is the way to go on anything you can possibly slide some titanium into.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and it's interesting too. Like the way that we actually get the price down is by using military grade titanium, because there's a lot more of it out there. And okay, the surface finish isn't as pretty as it could be, but I'll hold this back up here. I mean, this is by no means a dog.
It looks pretty gorgeous to me.
Yeah,
and it's inside the motor. I mean, it's inside your transmission. You can't see it.
If you're looking at it more than once, you've got big problems. So
yeah.
But yeah, man, we are so thrilled to be a part of this project. I'm trying to think. Well, we started talking back in was it the spring or the early summer, maybe?
Yeah, I think it was further back than that. Honestly, I think it was wintertime, because we completely restarted the build. So this chassis that's sitting here, I've only been working on this for about 6 months. The body was originally, we had built it onto a C4 Corvette chassis, and we were just finding that there was nothing out there for good high performance C4 stuff. You can modify everything, but at that point you're building a custom prototype chassis, and that will eliminate you from all the classes that I want to race in. Yeah. So Global Time Attack Unlimited class is what this car will be running in, because it's based on a factory production chassis. It still has a VIN number and everything like that. And the body is just a modification of the body panels. So
right on.
We fall within the class rules.
Right on.
But yeah, that C4 chassis didn't have anything out there. It was a pain to get it to handle that kind of power that we were going to put through it. And this GTO chassis was already LS based and ready to rock. So as soon as we got our LS3 ready to party, I started hunting for who can handle the power, transferring it from the motor to the transmission to the ground. And that's where you guys came in. And it was actually 04 Bad GTO on Instagram, one of your fellow clients, watching him tear things up with that Mantic clutch in there. And, he rants and raves about it. He swears by you guys. So he talked me into getting in touch with you guys, and I'm really glad that I did.
Just glad I didn't scare you off after you talked us up so well.
You're a little bit scary guy, but now that you got some tuxedo t-shirt action on, that loosens it up for everybody.
It definitely cleaned up my image in ways I wasn't prepared for. So I even cleaned up the mullet. The mullet has been.
Oh, I keep mine pulled back so that I don't get it caught on so much stuff.
That was the exact problem I was having. I got it caught in floor jack. I got it caught in something else. I'm like, you know what? We need to tame this. And I will tell you, we shot a couple videos where I was just kind of goofing off. I threw on the shirt and shades like the Tiger King.
Okay.
And that resemblance was a little closer to home than I thought it was going to hit. So kind of
I live in Florida, so I guess I'm like, you got your issues, I got my issues kind of thing with the Tiger King.
Pretty much. But yeah. But no, man, this is great. Like I said, we're so thrilled to be a part of this project. What we might do too, we think PRI is going to be set up kind of the same way. So maybe we'll do another call. We'll just kind of check back up on you and as
I'd
much as
love
I
to.
hate to say, see that beautiful body there cut in half, it might be kind of cool to see how that goes.
I know I'm going to be terrified to do it because this is the only one. There's not a backup. There's no molds. There's no nothing. This was a one and done deal with that DB5 owner. So there's no going back from here.
Yeah, good Lord, dude. Good Lord. I just, that's amazing that the guy was cool enough to let you do that, you know?
He's in London, and I guess in London, these things aren't as big of a deal as they are to us Americans. Regardless of the price, it's just the availability. Apparently, they're not. I won't say they're common, but they're around, and you could buy random parts for these things all over in the UK. Here in America, can't find anything. I've got a windshield in that crate right there. That's $2,000 windshield for an Aston Martin. Like, who pays $2,000 for a used windshield?
Well, that's the thing, but there's nothing else out there, you know?
Yeah. And we're sacrificing that windshield to make our Lexan. So it'll go in the oven, slap a piece of Lexan over it, and heat it up. So that windshield will probably never be usable again after that.
Oh, wow. Can you guys build like a cope or anything off it, or make like a mold so that you
That's the plan, is to use it as a sacrificial mold maker, basically.
Wow.
So that we can get those right angles, because this thing has a lot of curve in the windshield here. I don't know if you can tell from there, but obviously a lot of depth, a lot of curve, and we're going to be widening it. So it's going to be a strange process for making all of the race windows in this thing, but happy to do it because it's the only one out there without a doubt.
Yeah, I was gonna say you got no choice. God love you for falling on that grenade.
I can't really say that it's falling on a grenade, because at the end of the day, I'm going to be going 200 miles an hour in a twin turbo LS3 powered Mantic clutch supplied Aston Martin DB5. So I'll fall on that grenade any day.
Any day. And my humble apologies. I'm gonna thank you for your previous service, in which you might have had to actually fall on a live grenade, which I totally apologize for.
I didn't fall on any grenades. I threw a lot of grenades, but I didn't fall on any grenades. Stepped on some stuff, but never, never came out too bad.
Wow. Yeah, I was gonna say, generally you want to be on the throwing side of the grenade. At least that's what I was always taught. So
that's the way you do, right? Is it throw the pin, drop the grenade? No, it's the other way around.
Something like that, right? Oh wait. Well, hey man, this is super cool. We really appreciate you taking some time with us. Love your shop, love the project. Tell you what, if you're cool, I'll iron this shirt, and we'll touch base with you in about a month. You got to keep that thing clean for the next video.
Yeah, well, it'll be next month. That thing will be cut in half and put back together a foot wider, basically. So I'll probably have the body on the chassis by that point.
Right on, right. Now, we're going to check in on you, but we're not going to hold you to that. If you start putting that under the cosmos, everything goes wrong. So,
yeah, you don't put timelines out. That's right.
It's not worth it. Well,
but maybe next year for SEMA, if it's in person, maybe I'll drag this thing out there if you guys got room in your booth.
Dude, I'll make room in the booth. That's a stopper right there. Actually, that's fantastic. But yeah, look, man, we'll check back in with you if you're cool with it. We really appreciate it, and again, so glad to have you on board, man.
Awesome, man. I'm really happy to be part of the team.
All right, dude. We'll talk to you here as soon as we can. All right.
All right, brother. Take it easy.
Thanks, man.